Okay, you have to make your drawing files. The drawing files look like this. These are very wonderful drawing files with dimensions and everything on here. This does not need to be here, so this is but this is a drawing file. This is the part option number 6 example. So we're going to go ahead and make a drawing file for this. So our drawing file. Let's close that out. Sure. And first, you're going to do new, and the option box for drawing file will come up. And this is what it looks like. So make sure you choose metric if you did your drawings in metric, which is millimeters, meters, centimeters, or if you did it in inches, make sure you choose inches. Metric, we're going to use metric, and we're going to do not the assembly, but the drawing file right here. And you have an option to choose multiple templates. I prefer template A. This one, it will give you a table. We won't need it, but template A, and I will go and say create. And it's going to ask me where I want to use my information from. And I'm here, and remember, you all should have saved everything inside your OneDrive. And so I have it saved right here, and it's a shortcut from my OneDrive. I'm going to go ahead and do option number 2, because it's got a lot of dimensions on there, and I want you to understand that. So open, and OK. And it automatically gives me this. I don't want this view front. I want a different view front. So I'm going to double click, and it gives a little box of their drawing view options. And so I want it to look at the front view. I'm going to rotate it to the left, and I'm going to move my viewport over here, and I'm going to project it. See this little green box right here is projecting my viewport. I should have 3 views like this. And those are okay. So except for this view right here. I want this one, and I'm going to right click and click OK. So this view, I don't particularly like this view. Those are all my 3 views, and then we're going to go ahead and dimension everything. So we are going to dimension everything, and it's relatively easy. Annotate, dimension. I'm going to click this. I want to click this one. I want to make sure this one's done. No. Dimension. And sometimes it gets a little finicky, so this, it should list it here. Make sure all of these are listed here and here. Make sure everything is possibly listed as much as possible. Everything. So, if you have something in doubt, list it. Make sure you list every radius. So, if by chance, like it's giving you issue doing a smart leader, you can do a text leader since you know how much it says. So text leader, I'm going to say this one here, click, right click, and continue. And I have the option to say what this radius is for this. So radius, I think it was 26. Okay. Now, don't forget you need to fill in your title of this block. Let's call it doohickey. Okay. And make sure you put the units. Millimeters. Okay. And those are all my drawings. Everything should be listed. If you think you have a dimension that's not listed, list it. If you think you have a dimension that's not listed, list it. Your drawing should look almost exactly like the drawing you received when you drew this. If it doesn't have the same amount of dimensions or enough to build it, you haven't finished doing it. So make sure you list and draw everything. Make sure you title it. Your name is on there. Your unit should be on there. And you should be saving it. So right click, save, option 2, save, list all for this. Okay. And now the last thing you should do, see it says option 2 because I want you to make sure that you print this. So print, Microsoft Print to PDF. That's okay. And it will print it. So if you by chance start looking at your numbers and you got that your units are completely wrong, go to Tools, Options, wrong one, close, Document Settings, and make sure that your active standard is millimeters and not just ANSI. Apply this when you do that. And when I go and do that, what will happen is when I go to annotate it, it will just give me these random numbers. So you saw me do this one earlier, between this point and this point. It just gives me this, 0.39, which is not exactly correct, so you need to fix that. Remember to do that. We'll go over that. We go back to Tools. We go to Document Settings. We go to Annotations. Go to millimeters or inches. Apply. Okay. And now when I do the annotation for that same little dimension, it will give me 10 again. Alright? Remember that.